but I think it was good.
Yeah, I was 10 in the car
you were
too
10?
watching it, but I thought it was awful.
Well, you watched it in the car.
By the time it gets to the news, it's like dead.
It is.
So,
Yeah. No, my favorite one. I learned more about adulthood from Animal Crossing than I ever did from school. Thanks, public education system. Hello, fancy people. Welcome to another episode of the Nerd Edification Hour. I'm Caleb, and I'm joined by...
Me, Logan. Didn't give me the camera. That's
It's
all right.
fine. It's
I don't need
fine.
the camera. Hey, it's me.
Yay. All right. As always, we'll have your entertainment news. Got a couple stuff to talk about. Maybe something you probably didn't see coming. That's fairly interesting. And then we got your Nintendo news, along with your nerd vocab. Just like... Sorry, my nose is like really itchy right now.
Oh.
I need to go to the store and get some drugs. I have just like one little bit of like animation news. Then we'll move on to tech news. No, gaming news after that. And then tech news.
Then tech news.
And then maybe some other stuff. We'll probably skip around today. Not skip around, but we'll probably skip some stuff because we have a lot to cover. Not a whole lot of time.
Topics here.
But all right. First up.
Going first.
I think it was me because I think we just
Yeah, go ahead.
if you haven't seen, the Halo series for Paramount Plus has a whole new trailer, and it's actually pretty cool. Go ahead and play that trailer for us. Dramatizing an epic 26th century conflict between humanity and an alien threat known as the Covenant, Halo, the series, will weave deeply drawn personal stories with action, adventure, and a rich imagined vision of the future. The Halo series will be streaming in 2022 on Paramount Plus. So sometime this year. I don't know if there's a specific date. I don't actually think they've said it yet. But
I don't think so. No.
it looks really good though. Like even if you're not a Halo fan, I think it would be
Yeah,
worth
I've
checking
heard.
out.
Well, I'm wearing a Halo shirt today. Actually.
Wow, look at that!
I've heard that a lot of the Halo fans are pretty mixed about it. Personally, I've heard a lot of bad things
Really?
about it. Yeah, more than good things. Just kind of messing with the deeper lore, a lot. That's bound to make a lot of people angry.
I mean, when anything ever gets adapted into anything else, it's probably things are gonna change.
Yeah, but I've heard there is some pretty big things, like a couple humans being part of the Covenant, and in the games, in the lore, it's like all of the Covenant, all the alien faction, is trying to kill the humans, pretty much based on their religion. It's like basically their religion now to kill humans at that point in time.
Interesting.
So being, a human being part of that religion or just part of that group in general is very odd, turning a lot of people off.
I'm sure it'll be like, well, now that you've helped us kill your brethren, it's time for you to die. Ha ha!
Yeah.
Maybe something like that. I don't know. But moving on, there's another movie that's made by the Armageddon guy.
Yeah, we've got Joe versus Carol.
Oh, I was ahead. I was thinking.
Oh,
anyways.
you skipping ahead?
I was, but no. Sorry, you're right. I didn't want to skip this one. I unintentionally skipped it.
Okay.
So
Well,
go ahead.
Joe versus Carol is a scripted adaptation of the 2020 Wondery podcast Joe Exotic Tiger King, hosted and reported by Robert Moore. The limited edition series will center on Carol Baskin, a big cat enthusiast who learns that fellow exotic animal lover Joe Exotic how am I
I don't even know
say
how to
that?
say his last name.
Shrey is breeding and using his big cats for profit. She sets out to shut down his venture, inciting a quickly escalating rivalry. But Carol has a checkered past of her own, and when the claws come out, Joe will stop at nothing to expose what he sees as her hypocrisy.
So this one just kind of came out of the blue. I want to say I discovered it yesterday because I pretty much did.
It does seem like an odd thing to make a movie or an adaptation of.
I mean, it kind of all the pieces are there. Like literally, it's like it makes sense. But yeah, like with Tiger King, I don't know. I actually haven't seen the second part of that. I know there's like a second part.
Yeah.
I actually haven't watched it. It makes sense, but regardless if it actually does make sense to make a series out of it, can I just say the casting for those roles is
good.
perfect. Like you have the SNL lady on, like
Oh,
as Carol Baskins. That's hilarious. And whoever's playing Joe Exotic, I don't actually
So
know.
is it going to be more of a comedy thing?
I think it seems like there's more comedy sprinkled in than like. It seems like it.
Yeah.
It seems like they're just having fun with it, which
That's probably the right way to
the
go.
ridiculousness of the story kind of helps. So it'll be interesting.
yeah.
Peacock
People
is
definitely
free.
still have opinions on that diet thing, but
Carol Baskin, she killed her husband.
yeah.
I don't actually know if they're going to cover that in the series. I guess that'll be interesting to see. But real quick, go ahead and play the trailer. This is a little quick story, but like Moonfall, made by the guy who did Armageddon or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's out in theaters, and everyone agrees that it's a movie. Certainly, it is a movie.
That's never good when that's all you can say about it.
Well, it's on a 69% on Rotten Tomatoes. Very nice.
Yeah, well, that's nice, but not for them.
40% with critics. Apparently, critics didn't really take a whole liking to it. But maybe this is like one of those where, like, wow, it's like, Armageddon and like stuff's happening and the Earth's gonna be destroyed and everything, and the moon's falling and.
Well, I never listen to low critic reviews. To me, that usually means it's a good film. If it's got a 20 by critics,
Right.
So who knows? Maybe this is a sleeper hit.
But it looks like there's some comedy in there. See, like, it's kind of funny. But I don't know. Would I see this? Probably not. But if I was forced to, I probably wouldn't hate it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, from what we saw, it just kind of seemed like a dumb action movie,
Just got some kind of alien thing in there.
Something to waste your time with.
But
Let's
go ahead.
see. So we've got this next one coming up. Every passenger has a motive. The new trailer for Death on the Nile is in theaters February 11th. The Belgian sleuth Hercule Poirot's Egyptian vacation aboard a glamorous river steamer turns into a terrifying search for a murderer when a picture-perfect couple's idyllic honeymoon is tragically cut short. Set against an epic landscape of sweeping desert vistas and the majestic Giza pyramids, the dramatic tale of love gone wrong features a cosmopolitan group of impeccably dressed travelers and enough wicked twists and turns to leave audiences guessing until the final shocking conclusion.
I think this is fairly interesting because this is basically like you have the same guy from Murder on the Orient Express, and I was like, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm like, why would they use the same actor for like kind of the same thing? And I looked it up and I was like, oh wait, there's a whole like 30-book series on this inspector guy's like life of like him going through and
So
solving
is that
murders.
just another series of? It's a
So
continuation.
basically a whole nother book.
Okay.
So it's like Murder on the Orient Express, and then there's Death on the Nile, which is like.
Which I gotta say, that's a pretty interesting concept for a
I don't think
horror. An Egyptian kind of desert.
On a boat. It's like,
Yeah.
it's slightly different,
Yeah,
One was on
going
a train.
through the rivers. You're just surrounded by desert everywhere around you.
So I thought that was pretty cool because, again, everybody's only made movies about Murder on the Orient Express, or no one's ever done any of the other series. So I was like, oh, that's weird. So I thought that was pretty neat, and I'm interested to see if people will
like it. Yeah, what their opinions are. Well, maybe there's a reason people only did Murder on the Orient Express. I guess we'll see.
They couldn't afford the budgeting. Moving on. Apparently, Nickelodeon partnered with Paramount to make multiple Smurf films. So, I guess looking like it's like the same kind of animation they did for the live action movies. Yeah. So looks
could be cute kitty stuff.
There was a time where I was like really into Smurfs for some reason, or I just like watching it. But
was it when the movie came out?
No, it was well before that. It was like the old cartoons. It's fairly interesting to see if like those movies will be any good. And then we got one more thing.
The new Lightyear official trailer has come on out.
Yeah,
That was a very surprising thing for them to just come out with one of these days.
It dropped like this morning, basically, kind of out of nowhere. And it shows more of like Buzz's backstory, like what the movie's probably going to be about. Like that first part right there, that was kind of in or it was in something. I've seen that part.
It was shown before.
Yeah. But
yeah. What are your thoughts on that? I thought it was just, like I said, very odd that they came out with a Buzz Lightyear origin story. Like,
I think it's kind of funny.
It is funny, especially with that art style.
Yeah, no, I just remember, and every time I see the Lightyear stuff, I'm just reminded of the whole animated series they did.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know if anybody remembers that, but it actually was.
I remember a couple quotes from it and stuff.
Yeah, it was pretty entertaining, especially with like Zurg, whenever he's on scrin, just the way he
Zurg
talks.
is hilarious.
He's like, who should I fire my evil death ray at? How about the orphan planet? Yes, the orphans and widows.
Yeah, and just, don't be oxymoronic. There's no such thing as an innocent politician,
Yeah. So I'll probably go and watch it, though. It's Pixar, so it's...
Yeah, I mean, there's a certain level of quality that it's got to have if it's Pixar.
I hope it's good. But moving on to Nintendo news, and
yeah.
I think I'm pretty much going to take the reins
Go
on
ahead.
this part. So, up to the 31st of December, Metroid Dread has sold 2.74 million copies, which is a big thing. It's only around like 100,000 units shy of overtaking Metroid Prime, but because it's on Switch, maybe eventually it'll actually sell those 100,000 copies to be the best-selling Metroid game ever.
That would be something crazy.
It's not like, compared to other franchises, sure, it's kind of low, but for like the Metroid series, this is pretty good.
Yeah, and hopefully, this will show that they can actually make some money off of Metroid. Maybe actually get them to develop Prime more.
maybe get them to actually make more games, yeah. One can only hope. Let's
see.
I'll actually, no, you know what? No, I'll take it. I already told them what to do in the rundown. The retailer, so there was a retailer leak that The Witcher 3 and the Assassin's Creed basically are coming out with like their own collection series on like Nintendo Switch. Yeah. So because Witcher 3 is already on Switch, so I'm wondering if the other two games are.
Is The Witcher 3 Switch game have all the DLC stuff with it too?
I think it does.
Okay. Well,
yeah, it comes with all the DLC and everything. But like the Batman Arkham collection should be interesting. That's a fairly decent amount of game.
Yeah. You know what? Batman Arkham has had a pretty bad port history, so hopefully this one isn't nearly as bad as the PC ports. But we'll see.
Let's hope. But other sales news and stuff, Nintendo, it says 98 million out of 103 million Switch owners used the system at least once last year.
I think it's good, constant player base.
Yeah, and I think actually the Switch is, I meant to put that on here, I guess I forgot it, but it's fairly close to being their best-selling console of all time,
behind the
Wii, of course. Yeah. So that's, again, very, very interesting. People are going out buying Switches or...
Yeah, I mean, I think there's just constantly been a good stream of updates, games to just draw people in. Nintendo's kind of pulled back on their censorship for what's on the eShop. So that's allowed a lot more games on there, which means more people buying, more players, stuff like that.
Sony's the one who's tightening their
Yeah, it is very odd that Nintendo finally lightened up and then Sony just came down hard on it. It kind of a reversal.
Does the exact opposite of everyone else recently. It's kind of crazy. And then also we talked about Pokemon Legends Arceus last week, and just recently Nintendo went ahead and released those numbers as well. Pokemon Legends Arceus has sold 6.5 million copies. That's pretty good. Of course, just talking about Metroid earlier, it's like what, almost 3 million, but Pokemon sold
Yeah,
like double that.
Yeah, at least double, probably closer to 3. But I mean, just goes to show how much Arceus has like switched up the formula, let people experience new things with Pokemon again.
I think
It's been quite a while since we've done that.
I think the positive reviews helped because I think literally after the reviews came out, I think that's when the stores were starting to sell out of copies because I think everyone was kind of skeptical.
They were like, "Oh, this game's actually good."
They're like, "Wow, it's jank, but it's fun."
Yeah.
Like, what? And then a fan has been going around rendering sections of the ever-popular Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time video game. YouTuber Ron
Link.
R1 Link has been going through sections of Ocarina of Time using Unreal Engine 5 with full voice acting and sound design, like piece by piece. Currently, there's a section of Lake Hylia producing a beautiful final product.
Can we see that?
Can we see that? Yeah. I want to see.
Yeah, let's see.
I did not get a chance to look at this.
Yeah, I think it's. That's not the right thing.
Wow.
That
Fancy.
It's looking different than I remember. But I think the more impressive thing for it is the sound design and the voice acting. Unreal isn't really the most difficult thing to kind of port stuff into. But if it's fully voice acted and the sound design is completely changed, but it still gives that Zelda feel, then hey, I mean, even Nintendo hasn't fully voice acted a Zelda game.
Yeah. Not fully, but they're getting into it. They're dipping their toes.
They're trying.
I think is quite interesting. I like seeing the evolution of series like that. But it's always funny. It's like, oh look, I built Pokemon Legends Arceus in Unreal Engine 4.
Look how much better it looks.
Look.
Yeah, and then you see their kind of FPS and their GPUs at 100 degrees. It's overheating and burning.
But last and certainly not least for the Nintendo news, literally just before the show started, or this morning, we got an announcement that there will be a Nintendo Direct happening on February 9th, which is tomorrow. By the time this video gets uploaded, though, on YouTube, it would have been like a couple days since it happened. So next week...
So you want to do any predictions? And then see what that...
I don't even know what to predict at this point. I mean, probably just a couple release dates, like Breath of the Wild 2 will probably get a release date. And it might just come out holiday. Pretty sure. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's going to aim for holiday of this year.
That would make sense for them to do holiday. I mean, well, let's see. What could there be?
Maybe some like collections. Maybe some.
Yeah, a few like smaller, just off games being put on.
Don't think there's going to be anything for Metroid Prime 4 or anything.
You don't think they'll give you another JPEG?
I just want a better JPEG this time. I want a better JPEG.
Well, let's see. Sakurai said they might be doing more Smash stuff, right? So maybe a Smash character? That's pretty unlikely.
No, there's no way. If they do it, I'll be quite surprised. Like, oh, this is the final character.
Yeah.
Waluigi.
They just can't let him rest, you know?
No. I don't know. It's a 40-minute long direct. I don't know what in the world could be shown. Certainly not Silksong or anything.
No, there's no way they're doing this.
What a way to...
I guess maybe more of the Kirby game?
They might do like in-depth stuff with like Bayonetta 3, Splatoon 3. I have a feeling
I've actually totally forgot about Splatoon. They could do Splatoon.
That might be half the direct right there. It's like, let's go in depth with Splatoon 3. I'm like, oh, that's cool, I guess. I mean, I like Splatoon, but not enough to take up half the direct.
They baited me with the Splatoon reveal trailer when they showed this post-apocalyptic. I'm a big fan of this series called Shin Megami Tensei. It's a turn-based game, and that's post-apocalyptic too. So they showed kind of like the Tokyo Tower all destroyed and stuff, and I was like, oh, we're finally getting more news on SMT5 and Splatoon. Okay.
But you got SMT5.
Yeah, it's out and it's very fun. But that was very rude of them to do, especially since they showed it later in the direct for half a second.
Yeah.
I felt like they were kicking me when I was down.
But moving on, nerd vocab. What do we got this week?
We've got a weeaboo. Weeaboo is a derogatory slang term for a Western person who is obsessed with Japanese culture and mostly just anime.
Yeah.
Anime and manga.
So, yeah, it's
something you hear pretty often if you're online at all.
if you're in the community at all, you hear it often because literally sometimes the anime nerds will call each other weeaboo.
Yeah,
So
or most of the time they don't say weeaboo, the full term. They just call each other weebs.
Yeah.
That's the more common form of it. But it's a very common thing, you know. Someone will post anything, anime, whatever, and shut up, you weeb, you know.
How dare you?
Yeah.
But all right, speaking of anime,
Yeah.
there was a
Show
nice
how much weebs we are.
little anime trailer done by Ufoldable for the game Tales of Arise. Go ahead and play a little bit of it. It's quite a beautiful.
I know, yeah. It was
Quite a
very
beautiful
pretty. I mean,
trailer.
everything that, is it Ufotable or is it
Ufoldable,
UFO-table?
but like people just usually say Ufoldable because it's like whatever.
But, you know, they're pretty renowned for having some of the greatest animation quality around.
They did an excellent job with the most recent Demon Slayer
Yes.
episode.
Can't show that. They'll strike us down.
Yeah, hose. Sorry. But like it is so funny because literally everybody online who's like been hating on Demon Slayer is like, oh, I don't really care for Demon Slayer, whatever. It's a shonen. I'm too old for shonen now. Blah blah blah. They're like, maybe I need to go back and watch Demon Slayer. I'm like, no.
You said you were too old.
It is I will put down the gatekeeping foot. Y'all hated on it. Don't even come back.
It's very surprising that they're getting a Tales of Arise animation so soon. I mean, Tales of Arise was September.
So it's not an actual animation like a series.
Okay.
It's a new opening for like the game.
Oh, okay.
Which I think
I was thinking it's pretty
weird.
weird that they were, you know, it was last year that Arise came out. You know, Tales. Granted, it's a pretty big franchise. It's got like what 10 games in its series, something like that.
Yeah.
It's a pretty large game, so I'm not surprised that they did something animated with it. But it's only been 6 months since the game came out, something like that. So I was just very shocked to hear that they were doing anything
Maybe they
this
were
quality
behind.
with it.
Here you
Messed
go.
up their schedule.
Maybe we'll add it in an update. I'm not sure where it's going, but it's a very beautiful trailer.
It's very pretty.
Video, so you should go watch it. What's happening with
Guild Wars 2 is releasing, I'm guessing it's a new DLC, End of the Dragons. Explore new lands, unlock new ways to play, and take your first steps towards Tyria's future in the third expansion, it is an expansion, for the award-winning MMORPG Guild Wars 2. Customize your character's professions with 9 new elite specializations, raise your own combat-ready multiplayer siege turtle mount, that's odd, and take your skiff out to reel in a big catch and more.
Turtle mount, yeah, I don't know, it looked interesting enough. I've played Guild Wars 2.
I've only very briefly touched upon it.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not exactly my kind of thing though. I think I'm mostly like I was actually like fine with the gameplay until the mounts and stuff for like the one story expansion. Like if you have to get all the
you have to purchase this to get the mount.
Yeah, like it's like, hey, we know you bought this expansion, but you also have to pay more for these extra missions we released.
Just
if you want the flying
fragmenting it up. Yeah.
Yeah, which I'm like
cutting it up.
What is no? So I kind of dropped it.
I didn't get very far. I am a MMO kind of guy. I liked Guild Wars, but just not enough for me to keep going with it. Kind of the same with Final Fantasy 14 for me. It's a good game. Really enjoyed it. Get to a point, and I'm just like, eh.
I only stopped playing because apparently I heard like around the time it released that the queues were so long, it'd be like hours. And I'm like, I'm good. I'll wait until everything
that's
clears
a common thing for MMOs. You think they'd learn by now. It's been 16 years since big MMOs started becoming a thing.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Next up, apparently something that people were worried about, which I don't quite understand why they were worried about.
Yeah, I mean, it's obvious it was coming.
Rockstar Games has finally made an official announcement that production on Grand Theft Auto 6 is underway. The announcement comes after many of years of speculation whether Rockstar will make a new entry or continue to build upon GTA 5, but not much is known as of right now. But of course, they want you to pre-order it because
all we really got was
not?
just a confirmation tweet, kind of.
Yeah, pre-order it now.
Yeah,
Like,
pre-order.
what?
It's in the works. Though I don't really agree with people who thought it wasn't coming. I guess I can understand it with how much they're making off of 5 online.
5
with those
online.
shark cards and stuff
Yeah.
like that. It'd probably be more profitable for them to just kind of ignore 6 until that dies, but
I don't think it will ever die.
probably not. Well, maybe with 6.
I'm pretty sure once 6 launches, 5 is still gonna have stuff.
Yep. More shark cards.
Ugh.
Pay money.
What's next?
All right, so next up, we've got a game that a lot of people are excited about. Elden Ring is releasing this month. The long-anticipated game, Elden Ring, will be releasing this month, February 25th. The game is being developed by From Software in collaboration with Game of Thrones author George R.R. Martin. Elden Ring will put a more traditional open-world game, but will enable the player to go about its dungeon in whatever order they please. What have you been thinking about Elden Ring?
What am I thinking about it?
Yeah,
or-
you excited for it?
Yeah. It's a FromSoft game. The only FromSoft games I've actually played, because I'm a wuss and I don't really want to cry at Dark Souls. You know what I mean? I've only ever played Sekiro, which Sekiro's fun. I just like the fluid combat in it.
Yeah.
And I've played the beginning parts of Bloodborne. I just haven't had the patience to
go
sit
through.
there
Yeah.
to go back and
I've actually played all but Sekiro. I played a little bit of Sekiro. I'm still trying to get over that gap where it's like everything that you do in Dark Souls and Demon Souls, you can't do in Sekiro.
no.
So it's just kind of that, you know.
It's
gap.
Sekiro is not really one of those where like most of your problems are solved by just using
Rolling.
your stamina and rolling, and
Yeah.
you know you have to block, you have to parry, you have to dodge and use your ninja tools, which it's
cool.
It's so funny though that I think like most people who play Dark Souls were like, "Yo, I want to play Sekiro." They're like, why can't I play Sekiro? Because I'm like, because it's a different
kind
style.
of game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's different. It's like, I don't understand. I'm rolling into the boss. Why am I getting hit?
Yeah, why am I not getting my iframes?
Because iframes don't really exist until I think maybe there's like later like a ninja
You
tool
get an upgrade. Yeah. But yeah, I think it'll be really good. I've heard news of them adding poison swamps back into the game, like 5 of them or something, which everyone hates, except for the creator, I guess. But,
He
you
said,
know,
I heard you hated poison swamps. Good. I will add more.
add 5 of them this time. But
Make a
it's
whole
always
game in a
something
poison
enjoyable.
I'm interested to see what the reviews and the reception of it will be. I'm sure it's like
I can't see it being anything but positive.
I mean, it's kind of. I feel like it's a little overhyped at this point. Like maybe people are hyping it up too much, but
Maybe
it's
a little bit.
certainly to be good.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I can't see it being bad. I can see it not living up to certain people's expectations, but I can't see it being bad.
yeah. And then finally, last bit of the gaming news for today: Horizon Forbidden West launches on the 18th of February this year. Excuse me. Sorry. No, I don't know where that came from.
Ruining my show.
It's certainly to be a fun game. I need to go back and actually finish the first game. I think I got stuck because I wanted to find the fancy armor, but I couldn't find the last piece to do it or something, or like something. I think it either bugged out or something. Like I'm in the
and then
spot
you
where
just
it's
couldn't-
supposed to be.
But it's just not there. You haven't reached like
Yeah.
a trigger for it or something.
That's what I'm
But
wondering. I was like, did I not get far enough in the story? I need to go back and finish it. I
Yeah.
just need to suck it up, go back, sit down, finish it. I'm so behind. My backlog is
You've
huge.
got so many to play.
I've
I've not played it. It was, PlayStation exclusive. I don't own a PlayStation nowadays. The last one I owned was a 3.
really.
Not really planning on purchasing a 5 either.
Well,
I mean-
not if you could, but
yeah, if I could. But yeah, it's kind of. I've always been kind of more of an Xbox guy, and then now that not only are all Xbox things going to PC, I already own a PC, so I might as well just stay with that instead of spending more money.
Yeah, I mean, it'll probably eventually come to PC anyways.
Maybe, hopefully.
Did the last game come to PC?
I don't think it has.
don't remember.
It might have. But I don't think it has.
Yeah, but that's it for gaming news. Let's move on to tech news, which
Alrighty.
sometimes we get to.
Sometimes.
It was a good bit. What is next? Go ahead.
So are we?
Yeah.
All right. A robot performs laparoscopic. How do you say that? That is a weird word. Laparoscopic. There we go. I think I finally got it.
Laparoscopic.
Laparoscopic. There you go. You had to correct me. Surgery on a pig without human help. A fully automated robot was able to perform surgery on a pig. This type of procedure requires a lot of precision and careful movements from a surgeon, and the team at Johns Hopkins University was able to build a robot that could perform a high-level surgery. What's really significant is that the robot performed the surgery with no human interference, but also did better than an average surgeon. It is a step closer that we may see automated robots perform tasks that were specialized by humans.
That's fairly interesting. I like when we advance medical technology. It's only better for everyone who lives and breathes. So
yeah, I mean, helps take some pressure off of surgeons themselves. They can see to more patients. Yeah, leave a couple surgeries off to robots, and then you can actually see more people.
Robots can be helpful. I don't think in this case though, it'd be 100% automated surgery. Obviously you need maybe a couple people just to make sure that everything's going fine.
Yeah, specialists to make sure that just in case something goes wrong.
Yeah.
Or
But it's probably only going to get
healthy.
better from here. Where one day you will be operated on by a robot. I don't know
Yeah.
if you find that comforting or not, but it's probably going to happen anyways.
Yep, more and more things getting automated.
Speaking of automation and what's not being automated,
Yeah.
apparently Facebook is tanking. It has the biggest company value drop. Though I don't have the specifics on that. Apparently,
it was something like
I wonder
300
Really?
million, something like that.
that's pretty big. Was it because of Metaverse or something? Or?
Yeah, so it was, I believe, the EU in Asia wasn't allowing Metaverse to track some sort of data inside their borders. So they were denying it, and it's just tanked as a result.
It's all Facebook wants is data.
Yep.
Gosh, they're such data hogs. They're like, oh yes, we love data, all the data, any data we can sell, we want.
Yep. That's how they make their money.
And then apparently Elon Musk offered a UCF student $5,000
To stop
to
tracking
stop
him.
tracking him. Which, Elon, you could probably give him more than that.
He's got the money to spare.
I'm like, maybe add another 0 or 2 to that. Maybe I'll consider it.
How would they? Do you know how they were tracking him? Was it just?
I mean, if you use any kind of device, you're being tracked anyways. So.
But it's just very odd. I guess I don't know how a student was doing that.
Even if you use crypto wallet or anything, it's being tracked.
Got a phone, you're being tracked.
Yeah. What's next?
So we've got Voice Q. If we can go ahead and bring that video up. Voice Q is a dubbing and ADR software that has enabled dubbing studios to streamline their process. The most defining feature of the software is being able to import a script with the original audio, and Voice Q will provide automatic time codes and sync up with any needed videos. Since the COVID-19 pandemic, it's been widely adopted and allowed actors to more easily work from their home. The software used has a paid $199 license, but has now released a free version of the software called Voice Q, Actor, that anyone can use up to a year.
Interesting. Maybe I'll try using that with something that we're probably going to be filming quite soon. Voice Q. I'll have to take a look into it.
Yeah, it seems like a very seems like an alternate to Adobe Audition for that kind of stuff. Just the final audio mixing and things like that.
Yeah, pretty much. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, seems really interesting.
Speaking about video stuff and things, Steam Deck. Valve's newest venture into console gaming, the Steam Deck, has been hotly anticipated. The portable console has been available to preview, But as of last week, reviewers were allowed to do a proper deep dive on it. So far, the first impressions of the Steam Deck are very favorable, with concerns of performance and customization being lifted.
Okay, that's good to hear.
Many reviewers suggested that the Steam Deck could be the best portable contender to Nintendo Switch's console, which usually there's like one or two. This generation,
not really many.
They haven't really had any competition with the portable space, but
really.
With the Steam Deck coming in at this time, I'm wondering if that's going to push Nintendo to make their next console, and if it will be portable, which it probably will be.
Probably. Nintendo really likes their kind of portable stuff. And if it's not portable, it's different anyways. You know, the Wii motion sensor, stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, it's good to hear that the Steam Deck has good enough software to play all of those PC games that you have on your Steam account anyways.
But the Steam Deck will be releasing later this month on the 25th of February with the starting price of basically $399, so $40.
Yep.
Not awful. It's just like only $100 more.
A little pricey for a portable console.
Yeah, but I think that
it's not bad.
They're going to have different versions. There's like, well, there's this version.
Probably.
You can run this and this on it, and it's only like $200, and you can run blah, blah. There's like a whole bunch of different versions.
Yeah, cheaper, more expensive. Depends on what you're using it for.
But yeah, will I get one? I don't know. Probably not.
Probably not. I've got a Switch. If I want to play a Steam game, I'm going to play a Steam game at home. I don't think I'm going to bring a Steam Deck with me to go.
Yeah.
Unless there's a game I'm really, really hooked on and I have to play it while I'm out doing something.
I could see a use for me, just because, I don't know, I do have a bunch of Steam games. I'm like, I would actually like to play this on the go. But let's move on to the last thing. What's going on?
So we've got the Star Wars Hotel Cruise. The long-awaited addition to Disneyland's Galaxy Edge Park, the Galactic Star Cruiser, will finally be opening on March 1st. However, the announcement and first look at the cruise-like resort has been met with a lot of criticism. Some fans claim that the resort looks very cheap, the experience offered do not live up to expectations, and that the asking price of $4,000 for 2 nights is a bit pricey, but outrageous. The initial first look of the resort has been taken down from YouTube, and a lot of fans have canceled their reservations. Taken down from YouTube. Wow. That's how you know it's bad.
Yeah, right. Oh no, we're getting negative reception. Better take down the video.
Yeah, even after YouTube disabled their dislikes.
As interesting as that would be, I like Star Wars, maybe not enough to pay $4,000 for it.
I mean,
that's insane. I better get a lightsaber or two from that. You know what I mean? One.
But Disney has always had those really expensive. They've got in each resort they've got the castle, and then they've got hotel rooms in that castle that are also about that same price range, maybe more expensive. I don't know. I haven't been there.
How could you? I better get 3 square meals a day. Charge
get
that
the
much.
treatment of royalty. Come on now.
But goodness. But that is probably going to be it here. No, that is it.
That is it?
That is it. I don't know why.
That's all we got. I mean,
the show will never end. That's going to be it here for today. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, everybody, stay fancy.